This episode of the Good Living Now podcast is sponsored by our friends at Kuvings. Now, I've had almost every brand of juicer on the market since I started my healing journey in 2015. But the Kuvings Auto 10 has been a complete game changer. It's easy to use and easy to clean. Plus, I'm able to make smoothies as well as sorbets and plant-based milk. So use my code JUICEGUY and save 10%. All right, you know what to do. Get your juice on. Welcome to the Good Living Now podcast, where we talk to real people about real change leading to real health. I am your host, Harold Leffall, and my guest today, man, I am so excited. We have not one guest, we have two. They are a couple. They are the Black Hippie couple. We're going to find out why they call themselves that. But they have an incredible story of health and healing. They lost a combined 300 pounds naturally. And you know, we want to know how they did it, what they did, so we can learn from them. Welcome to the show, Abba and Angie. Hey, Abba and Angie.
Let me say this. It is so good to be here.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful to get a chance to talk to Harold and like, you know, like I saw a podcast with you and Koya Webb like a while ago, and I was just like, I cannot believe how his story is so relatable to mine. You know, even though our lives are so different, I was like, I got to talk to this guy. And this was way before we even, you know, like got a chance to talk or anything. But I was like, man, I would love to talk to that guy. And I said that to Ed.
You spoke it into existence. So
wow.
Hey, Harold.
Look, y'all hear that? Well, you know what? Look, I'm so excited about talking to y'all because I was just scrolling through, I don't know if it was TikTok or Instagram, and I saw this beautiful couple that looked fit and fine. But then I saw somewhere where it said that, Abba, I think you weighed over 400 pounds, and Angie, you had lost like 60 or 70 pounds. I'm like, now hold up, wait a minute. Now, why am I just learning about them? I said, I got to get them on the show because your story is so inspiring.
Thank
you know, 300 pounds that you lost naturally, no pills, no surgery. That's an amazing, must not only be amazing, we know it's an amazing physical transformation, but I gotta imagine that it's also an amazing emotional transformation, release, healing, all of that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to though go back before you guys got to where you are now, because Abba, like I said, you were over 400 pounds, right?
409 pounds.
Right.
Wow.
409 pounds.
We got the pictures to prove it and video.
Pictures. It looked like a different person.
Sometimes I do this in our group, just and my group get tired of me doing this, but I just got to show you sometimes because like this body is new to me too. That's me.
It looks like that's you and your mom.
Yeah, and yeah, that's me. That's me at my worst. And actually, I think there I was over 409 pounds. But
wow.
This is the time. This right here. This is when I weighed myself, and this is in 2021. And I was setting up for my last child's birthing pool. I don't know if you can see those thighs, Harold.
Wow. Oh yeah, I see.
There's some real ham hocks right there. But yeah, that was me. 2021 it's not been that long.
Right. So Abba, as a kid, were you overweight as a kid?
Ooh, I could talk about. I was gonna say I could talk about that. So, when I first met Abba, I was in 7th grade and he was in 8th grade. And when I first laid eyes on him, he was already what we consider to be a big boy, you know. But because
you know, Biggie was out at the time, so you know I had that working for me. So
right.
The big swag, you know, I had that working.
Yeah. Don't make me go get our yearbook from '94.
Just coming out, so he saved me a little bit in that time.
So, Abba, you were like me as a kid. I always wore an H as a kid. That stood for Husky. Remember, there was Slim, regular, and Husky. So as a kid, I was always in the Husky. So you were a Husky kid.
Yeah, I was super Husky.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Then I was a super husky teenager. Then I was a super husky man. You know what I'm saying?
I love you through all your huskiness, baby.
I used to shop at. Don't tell nobody. I used to shop at Big and Tall. Yeah, I used to have to sneak up in there, like make sure ain't nobody looking at me while I'm walking in there. But yes, that was the only place that can that had the clothes that can fit me.
Yeah.
So I used to like sneak up in there and grab me some t-shirts and some jeans and stuff, and then I try to go and alter them like to make them look like some high fashion stuff. Which I went into creating all type of things like clothes and all that type of stuff just because I was making custom stuff for myself.
Wow.
So like one thing I didn't want to be was like bummy. So we was just working towards our outer like our clothes and things like that. But it was just so much work just because I didn't do this right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like really the transformation that we made, like the weight loss and all of that stuff, it's the smallest part of the transformation.
Right.
But when I tell you the way that I fit clothes and the way that I could just walk in and just throw on something like I know my bag, I just throw it on. I never experienced this in life. Like I used to always go through this whole miserable, insecure,
Since you were about 8, right?
sensitive thing with trying on clothes. Just trying on clothes. I'm like it just I look crazy and everything. I was like my hips, my stomach, everything looked funny with how I dress. And so I had to work extra hard. I had to do all this extra stuff. It's like the transformation that we made, it just took the chains off of everything in life that was just making you think extra into so many things like insecurities, the way that your clothes insecurity is the main thing. It's like like when you walking up to somebody, you start thinking about how do I look, how do I sound, how do all of these how do my clothes fit. Are they thinking of me looking at like all these extra thoughts that you have, and it's all stemming from insecurity, and the insecurity is stemming from what you eat. And we basically
So wait a minute. So from a kid up until 3 years ago, you were always overweight for that whole period of time?
yes,
From 8.
from 8 or 9 all the way to 41 years old.
Now that is incredible. That is incredible because when you think about it, sometimes people just accept because they've been a certain way for 5, 10, 15. They think that you can't change. It's impossible to change. But you are showing us that change is really possible.
Right.
So what was it? So, and Angie was loving you through all this. Angie, you got you a new man.
Let me tell you,
This ain't even the person you
We
married.
got a funny story about that too.
Let me tell you, we went into one of our favorite record stores down here in Atlanta, and because we were close with the owner, and when we came in, he hadn't seen Abba since Abba had, since you were maybe 380 or something like that. And so I came to the record store. I said, baby, we're going to play a joke on him real quick. So I came in, I said, he saw the man that I was with, and he looked at me, he crossed his arms. I said, I know. I was like
you could tell you could tell, and this happened like a few times, you could tell he didn't know that it was me because he didn't even glance at me twice. He just like, who is she with? I know she ain't cheating on him.
He got so mad.
I know she ain't leave him. He was like really mad. And then he like took a double look at me and he was like, wait a minute.
So I did. I gained. It's the mindset shift that happened is different.
Yeah.
It's watching him just be able to walk in and knowing who he is and the security that he has and in everything that he does. You can be married to somebody that is loving, that's a creative, that has all the gifts and talents in the world, can figure out absolutely anything. But if they second guess themselves, it'll keep them from being in their greatness. So now at this point, I get a chance to witness my husband do his best in fatherhood, being his best, because he has the energy now to do everything he wants to do with our children without question. He gets to be the husband that I need him to be, so we can continue to have all these beautiful experiences together and just continue to love on each other and be with each other. Like, he is my best friend. Like, and I loved him and I'll tell him this, I loved him from the first time I laid eyes on him at 12 years old. I promise you, it was like the sun being down on him when he was walking through the hallway, and I was like, you know,
it was Big Papa playing at the time. It was so popular. I just played right into it.
In 94, it wasn't. Like he said, he was real creative with his clothes, and he knew how to be cool, and it was all those things. But I just saw something in him that was just different, and that's what I didn't know that would change my whole life. You know what I'm saying? But it's amazing how the connections that we have, when you feel just that gut feeling, you never know how both of you all can end up changing each other's lives in a whole different kind of way. And that's what we got a chance to experience. So,
yeah. Well, Angie, as you're talking, you're making me think about this song. I think it's by Marvin Sapp. He talks about, you saw the best in me. You saw the best in him. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Don't make me start, Harold.
Hey, in this state, we be like mad emotional. All of the, I don't mean emotional in a bad way, but it's just like when all the trauma, like when you release the trauma and you you actually experience like what happiness is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I didn't even know what happiness was before this transformation. Like I thought I had happiness. I thought I had like the beautiful wife, beautiful children. I had all the things that a man would want.
We had a lot of things.
Yeah.
Feeling totally miserable at the same time. And it wasn't due to my wife and kids. It was due to my own reckoning. Like I was wrecking my body for all my life, never knowing how to eat, never knowing what to put in my body. But where is this information at in the first place? Like it's not at school, it's not at church, it's not in college. It lets you go specifically for nutrition or something like that.
Yeah.
And even then, like it's kind of scary what some of these people believe. Like
right. But so tell us. So heavy all your life. What happened? What happened in 2020 or 2021 that set you on this new path?
This is the part that makes me not be the greatest guy in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is something that a lot of people get here. They get to this spot in life where they're forced to make a change. You know what I'm saying? Like this is me at 409 pounds. I done had like the worst facial injury that I've ever had in my life. I never thought my face would look the same. But when I hit the concrete, it was an accident. I wasn't in a fight or anything. It was a crazy accident in my yard where I tripped over something. It was a freak accident, and my head hit the concrete, the corner of the concrete, so hard that I went gone for a few seconds, and when I blacked out, it's like I had like a out of body experience where I actually like saw myself standing in front of my house with my kids, and the way that I looked, I was so disappointed with that vision. And I was like, I can't, I would not be happy if I was to die right this second. I would think of my life as being a pitiful life because I had everything. I had a beautiful wife, I had beautiful kids, but I'm sitting here at 409 pounds looking like a liability, like walking in places and people like, oh, you got a beautiful family. But me feeling on the inside, like I got a beautiful family, but me personally, I don't feel so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So looking at that, I probably went into my transformation on a shallow side, like thinking about my outer appearance and stuff like that. But during the transformation, I have looked at myself and I realized where a lot of my bad habits and all of those things were coming from. So all of that stuff had to resurface first in order for me to move forward. And I wasn't gonna move forward until it resurfaced because I got to like that's why the universe made me hit my head. I think really, like if I wouldn't have hit my head, sometimes you gotta look at like that tragic accident as the biggest blessing. Like I know this sounds weird, but in your situation, that would be cancer, right? Like the fact that we had something that said like, all right, let's take life serious now.
Call, yeah.
It's a wake up call. Yeah.
Some people get to that wake up call and they don't know how to fight their way out. They're not gonna do what me or you did and figure it out. Some people will get there and their mind will be so scared and so because you know how people work when they're scared and nervous and stressed out. It's like some people fine and some people will like when they back against the wall, they're like, all right, I'm gonna fight my way out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not everybody can fight with their back against the wall. So we just realized recently that we wouldn't even work with somebody that was like me at 109 pounds. Like I wouldn't even work with somebody that was who I was at 409 pounds because that person had to see the vision of death first for them to make a change.
Right.
So
and so then how did you know what to do? Like, how did you know what to eat?
This woman has been searching and researching all her life about the right things to put in your body. And me, I'm sitting here like, oh, that's nice what you reading while I'm eating whatever I want. It's like,
what would you eat? The steak or something?
But it wasn't like I was minimalizing her, but I was like, oh yeah, that's her thing. I got my thing over here was some sandwiches and stuff like that. But that's her thing. She like to look into that type stuff in it. But when I started paying attention to like what she was looking into, like she knew once I got to that point where I was like, Angie's got to change, whatever. She was like, all right, I got everything for you. She set up this. I'm gonna let you explain it because you are.
You know what, Harold? Like, I've been, first of all, growing up, I grew up in a pretty health conscious fam. My mother was pretty health conscious in comparison to what everybody else was in the 90s. Okay. So, I didn't grow up eating a lot of sugar. I didn't grow up eating, the beef and pork and stuff like that. So we were always like into aromatherapy and all this. Like my mom was like that. Okay. So when it came to us in our adulthood, it's like I knew some of the secrets. I didn't know all of them though, because no one ever dealt with weight issues in my family except for me once I started having children. And so after each one of our children, I would gain that post-baby weight. But I knew what I needed to eat to bring it back down. All right, cool. This is what I'm gonna eat.
She brought it back every time too. Like she snatched it back every single time, Harold. Like every single time. Like I'm just snatching my first time right now. Like she did it 5 times. Like after every child. Like and after the 5th time, I was like, all right, I need to practice whatever.
Yeah, baby 5 was the charm, right?
Now, Angie, folks, women who just have babies gonna want to know, what did you do? What would you eat to get back together?
So go ahead, baby. You act like you was gonna answer. You know what? I really, first of all, it started with women asking me, like, how don't you have any stretch marks? That was the first thing, because I don't have any stretch marks, anything like that.
She don't have not one stretch mark on the stomach.
And 5 kids.
5 babies, not one. But I was always one of those kinds. I like to make all of our things.
She used to be like I used to wonder, like, what is she doing every night? Like, she used to, like, every single night, like clockwork. And this is at 25. Every single day, she made sure that she was rubbing shea and
my own shea butter concoction.
her own concoction every single night, because she understood that her skin was gonna stretch, and like as her skin stretched, it's like because she did that every single day, the elasticity was just it did what it never got a stretch mark. She smooth. She did it. But this is just like some of the genius that's just a small portion of it. But like when you go into like the things that actually interest her, at a young age that for me, I was like, man, that's some nerd shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a nerd myself, I was like, that's her own version of her nerd stuff, and I have my nerd stuff, which is production and stuff like that. But when I looked at the last time she was at 200 pounds, she got all the way to 200 pounds after the last time. But when I started seeing her come down and how fast she was coming down, I was like, this can't just like if this is her genes, then she has like the most amazing genes in the world. But it came to the point, especially like when the tragedy happened with me and my back was against the wall, and I was like, I was on the cane too. I don't know if you that, but at 409, like I was on a cane. I didn't take many pictures and things on a cane, but I was on a cane and my ankle was giving out because I was putting too much weight on my ankle, and I was trying to still move around and do things, but my ankle was like, nah, this ain't gonna work, you know. So my ankle actually gave out and I had to walk with a cane. Like that part plus the
and it gave out because of the weight.
Weight.
Too much weight.
And that's when our back was against the wall. We was like, I'm gonna do everything because we were vegan for 7 years. I was big. I was huge vegan. We're still plant based. We don't eat meat, dairy, soy, none of that stuff. Like we just like deeper into how we eat versus how we used to eat. Like we don't eat the breads, we don't eat the sugars, we don't do soy, we don't do anything, any of the unnatural products. We don't put none of that stuff in us at all. Like everything we like we're really watchful of everything we eat, but we eat good because people think that we just don't eat.
But it took a lot of study though to get to knowing what to eat. You know what I mean? Like we just couldn't say, hey, you know, we're just going to cut out all of this. It's like it was a transitional period, but I did a lot of studies so we could figure out what to eat, why we're eating, when we need to eat. Oh, what is this intermittent fasting thing? I think you brought that to me. Like, have you heard about this intermittent fasting? Oh, well, let's try it. You know, it's the different practices that we had to incorporate, but I was always a food nerd. You know, when I went to school, it was funny because I didn't drink regular milk at that time. It was like soy milk's the thing, almond milk. Try something different. I always wanted to.
We don't drink soy milk now, but
no, we don't. That was when I was in college back in 2000. I didn't know. But I always believed in eating outside the lines. I never wanted to be in a box when it came to food. What are these things? What are these chia seeds? Well, what does this do? Oh, shoot. It can make you strong like an Aztec warrior. Well, shoot, I want my husband to be strong. We're going to eat us. So people would look at us like we were crazy for the things that we ate. But then when you see, a lot of times you can't see the end result right now. And no matter how people may have looked at us crazy, family came, I can't believe you guys eat like, it's like, okay, see us next year.
Down the line, they're looking at all them weird meals differently now. Yeah.
Look at them. Oh, how many smoothies do you all drink a day? Like, yeah, you know, like this is our lifestyle. But my nerdisms, as we call our nerdisms, because my nerdisms, when it came down to food, when he was ready to go, everything was already laid out for him, and all he had to do was just feed him to life. But allow feed you to life. We're not gonna feed you to death up in here. I'm gonna feed you life because I love you that much that I want that much more time with you.
So it was about. So you started educating yourself, but Angie, you were already over the years getting the information, and it sounds like you said that you had been vegan for a while, but you were still overweight even when you were vegan. And I think that's a misnomer out there that being vegan equals healthy or being vegan equals being fit. Because when I first became vegan, because I didn't know any better, I gained weight because I was eating all kind of processed food. You know, they had these vegan chips and vegan cookies. I was eating all that, and I'm thinking I'm healthy, but I'm like, why am I getting bigger? What is going on? And I think that, you know, a lot of people just think that associate being vegan with healthy or being vegan and fit. And now with the stuff that they're putting in vegan foods, people eating these vegan burgers, and they think that they're healthy, and they got all kind of sodium and chemicals. And you might as well eat a regular burger if you're gonna eat
right. It's like you jumping out the frying pan into the fire sometimes, because now it's lab food.
It's lab food
that hasn't had like 20 years of study on it or anything. So now just people just rolling the dice.
They don't know what it's going to do to them 20 years from now. And then it's the burgers, but then it's also all the bread. You know what I'm saying? So people don't think about that. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, I had a vegan hot dog, right? I had a vegan hot dog bread. I had a vegan burger, more bread. I had a vegan breakfast sausage sandwich, more bread. And it's like, my gosh, your body can only take so much. And now your body's trying to figure out how to process all these chemicals that have been put together to make this thing. Now, what do you do with that? So yeah, you end up being a fat ass. You end up being a fat vegan.
And I feel so silly about how many people I was like, man, this is like laughing at what they was eating. And I'm like, y'all eating that stuff away. I mean, no, I'm not eating animal products. I'm eating vegan stuff.
Right.
Just thinking that I was eating high class. Every single
eating fat.
vegan chef. Every single vegan chef that started off that telling us like, hey, this is better options for you. All of them bigger now. Like this is like 5, 6 years ago, probably.
Yes.
When we started in our vegan journey, we was just so excited because it just seemed like such a fad and everything. So we went into it just thinking like this is the new way. This is our solution for getting into health. All of those people are bigger now. Like I mean, that we've been watching for years, like they're declining in health.
And right.
It's the other practices too that they're not doing, like where's their sea moss? You know what I'm saying? Like where are the different things that you need to
nutrients
cut out of your life in order for you to look like you're a quote unquote vegan chef. If I looked at some people, I'd be like, ooh,
yeah. And I just think about how we used to talk to people. I'm just thinking like how now thinking on the other side, like how did I look when I was trying to tell people about this stuff?
How they should be.
You said the key word. You can be vegan, but you can also not be believable.
Exactly.
If someone is looking at you, why would they follow you? And you look like you are sick. And they're like, wait a minute, so if I'm gonna look like that, I might as well go ahead and do what I'm doing still, because I look better than they look. But when you to really eat to nourish your body and you start to learn and understand food, that's when your life really begins to live. It's not just shedding the weight, but it's taking these things out of your life. And then it's also showing you some other things that you need to take out of your life. That's just sitting, hanging around, that need to go so that you can really be able to be free around this piece.
I'm not gonna lie, like the food, like eating right is like really what made me feel free. Because when I think about the aches and the pains and all the things I used to wake up with, that I don't need, that's foreign to me now. You know, it used to be like, and after a certain while, you get to living with your pain and just accepting it as regular.
It becomes normal. Yeah, pain can become normal. And what pain really is information. Pain is information. It's our body giving us feedback, but oftentimes we ignore it or we'll numb the pain. But Abba, not only did you have walking on a cane when you were at 409 pounds, you also had sleep apnea. You said you had depression,
anxiety, and I had constant heart palpitations, like it was like sometimes I'll just be sitting down, you know, and then all of a sudden my heart just like
wow.
And then I would this is what happened to me when I would have anxiety attacks. I would forget how to breathe. I would literally forget how to breathe. And then my heart is just beating out my chest like crazy. And this happening at 409 pounds after I didn't watch 2 of my brothers die already early. I have a brother who passed at 47 due to a massive heart attack. I have a brother who died at 57 due to kidney failure. And
were they also overweight?
No, actually, the one that died from a heart attack went to the gym every single day. So his heart attack was food related, stress related. Then my brother who died at 57, he had diabetes. Then he had failure from the diabetes. They were like what I thought was to be like strong men. They had like a lot of character. They was really known, all of that stuff. But they died fast and young, left leaving all of their kids and like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't have their life set up in their 40s and 50s to where like if they were to go, everything is taken care of for their kids and all of that stuff. So you got to think about like a man that was once the number one loan officer in Illinois, having all the money, all the things in the world. If he dies and things aren't set up, you know, for all of that stuff, it's just like it doesn't matter what all you were working for at the end of the day if you're gonna be gone. If at a certain point, like you're not gonna be here no more. So you need to give yourself enough time to handle all these things. And what a lot of brothers missed out on, and which I watched, you know, many men in my family, many men think it's like such a joke when it comes to like what you putting in your body. And my brothers wasn't no different. I wasn't no different before. It wasn't until I stopped putting those things in my body to where I got to live with an inflammation-free body. I got to see what it feels like to have like less mucus in your body and to just wake up with ease. You know, ease is the most biggest superpower that you can have. Like if you can wake up with ease, if you can handle your stress with ease, if you can execute things with ease, like so food gave me the energy to be able to do things with ease. Because when you're tired, you don't feel like doing nothing. You don't feel like communicating. You don't feel like doing anything. So if I would have ate something that would have just had my body just working overtime trying to turn something into nutrients that was garbage, then I go on to try to have high level conversation after that. You know, like
you're dealing with all kind of brain fog. You can't think right. You can't remember nothing. So tell us about the 300-pound loss, because now, Angie, you getting all this information. What did you guys start eating differently now? You know, being plant-based versus vegan. What were you like? Give us a typical meal that you started, you know, giving Abba that helped with this weight loss, because people are gonna want to know what were y'all eating.
I would tell it. So you know what? The very first thing we did, Harold, was we eliminated the I don't know if we can mention their names, but we eliminated Impossible. We eliminated Beyond.
Those were two, because we were vegan at the time.
Yes.
And I noticed like whenever I ate like the Beyond Meat, because I never really messed with the Impossible. Once McDonald's got involved,
we were like,
I was like, You know what I'm saying? But like Beyond was the one that a lot of people still believed in, not knowing that like a lot of the ingredients and properties are like the same as Impossible. But even with when I eat it, it just felt like it would just stay in my body. It felt like my colon would get blocked off. I would have heart problems going to the bathroom and everything. And it's like if I eat it a few times, and it's just like I feel tight up in here. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to get rid of the meat portion idea.
Yes.
You know, like the idea of having a big ass. I'm sorry. The idea of having like a big meat portion on a plate, like where did that really come from? You know, like where most of our meat, most of our plate is meat. You know, like where did the idea of just eating straight up meat, and where did the idea of like all these courses come from? Like we realized that the less food that we ate, the better our bodies feel. In a time that we learned that the most was when she developed a cleanse specifically for me. She was like, she put me on a 10-day cleanse.
After he hit his head, look, Harold, after he hit his head, like we couldn't tell me real quick, like we couldn't film or anything because
couldn't film for
It was months. So we had to go on a hiatus. And while we were in our content creator hiatus, I guess you could say, we took the time out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna create something for you. You need a cleanse. And because one, I don't want to deal with no attitude. So I need to make sure that it's something.
That's what was trying to get rid of that attitude.
So I need to create something that'll keep you in a good mood. That's going to also help you to knock this weight down. But we also going to increase our mobility. So we're going to have to do some yoga, because I did yoga our last pregnancy the whole way through. He ain't do it with me yet. And when he started, he ain't stopped a day since.
I'm a yoga nerd now. Like,
oh wow.
Yoga.
I used to think yoga looked so stupid.
Now you see all the benefits.
People doing yoga. I was like, I would never be
Harold,
down there doing that.
We had a whole room just for me to do yoga, and my stomach was like out to here, right? And I'd be like this, doing the poses. He'd be like, "Girl, what are you doing?" But when he hit his head, though, he was like, he flat out told me, he said, "I'm going to do whatever you say. Territory, I'm gonna let you have your way with me completely in the diet part, and so
what was the cleanse? What was the cleanse that you put him on?
So I said, I'm gonna create a 10-day cleanse for us. Can we go 10 days? I had just learned the term masticating. And I was like, can you go 10 days, no mask? He was like, wait, what you say? I said, masticating, baby. Can you go, if we can do 10 days? I said, I'm gonna create, we're gonna do coconut water, because we'd already been incorporating these different things into our life already. But it was like, if we could be consistent with this. So I said, if we can just do smoothies, and we got our coconut water, but the smoothies have everything that we need. Do you think you can do it? And he was like, yeah, you say we doing it, we gonna do it when you want to start.
I was so serious when after my stuff happened, after I hit my rock bottom, because like I had a financial rock bottom too. Like everything
that
hit
stock market in 2020 did it.
Damn time. Like when I say like, it all hit at one time, it hit at one time. I'm surprised. Like I surprised myself with being able to like we surprised each other with being able to come out of the hole that we were in. Like
had it not been for the food and the shift
and that is so important. That is so important. What you're saying about the food when you're dealing with something as catastrophic as financial, like
yes.
Because what we put in our mouth, it affects so much in terms of our emotions, our energy. And if you are feeding yourself toxic foods, like I say, you're going to have brain fog, you're going to have no energy. So it becomes very difficult to get out of a financial or any kind of situation. It becomes very, very difficult. That food as fuel is so important when you're doing it.
Was one of the most important, and sometimes you don't realize how important food is until you take it away. And so that's what we did. We were like, for those 10 days, I told him, I said, what if these 10 days can be the 10 days to change the rest of our lives? What if we can see this through? What if it can change everything? And we spoke it, and we were like, okay, fine, let's go, let's do it. And so it took me a week to develop, because I had to do the recipes, and then the different practices, what we were going to do every day. But we sat down for that period of time and just solely focused on what can we do, what can we eat to make our lives different. And so that's where the 10-day Black Beauty Cleanse came out of.
And that was 20. Was that
20? When I first took it, I lost 30 pounds my first time.
Wow. In 10 days?
Wow. And that was the
and that's 2021. Was that 2021 or
2021? 2021. Okay. But you can imagine like losing 30 pounds in 10 days, how much motivation that I had. You know what I'm saying? At that point. Yeah. So from that point, I did it 9 times in a row after that. And then when I did it the 9 times in a row, I did it like once a month for 9 months. In that time, no exercise, no nothing, I lost 150 pounds.
We have not been to the gym.
Wow, in 9 months, 150 pounds.
9 months, 150 pounds.
Let them know we have not been to a Harold. We have not
still
been
to this day, we haven't been to a
have
gym.
not
We do all of our workouts at home.
That's right.
What?
We have
Wow.
not been to a gym. We are hell bent on doing our yoga, our qigong. This man do like 250, 300 push-ups a day. You know, because we work together, so it's not he has to like
we constantly in production. We constantly like recording. Because I also work for Shooters Only, which is like one of the top music brands. So it's like I don't have time to be tired. I don't have time to have no energy. I don't have time to be
that's right.
Less than 100%. So it's like every meal that I eat right now, every meal that we both eat, you know what I'm saying? Like it's with purpose. We don't just put anything in our mouth unless we know what the result gonna be.
That's right.
And so now, like, what's a typical day of eating for you guys?
Oh yes, he sure asked us that question. What's today eating? Okay, so you, of course, when we get up in the morning, like you'll see right over here,
we gotta have the coconut water every morning. Every morning, got to get the flush. So we have our flushing materials, which is either watermelon, a melon, apples. Of course, coconut water. We do coconut water over water. Like we don't really drink a lot of regular water at all.
We'll do coconut water
unless it's fruit infused water. Like we do a lot of infused water because that's
had to add nutrients.
It's got to have to add nutrients or it's just dead nutrients. So we do our fruit waters, coconut waters, or watermelon or melon or apples or something like that in the morning, and we have like the most beautiful elimination.
Those days of constipation.
Oh God.
Constipation is for peasants, dear. We there in our age group. There are still so many of us who are constipated, don't know what to do to move the bowels, to soften the bowels. Right. That should be a beautiful experience. So that is part of our morning routine. Okay. So
elimination in every single way, big and small, has been a big part of it. And that's not just food, that's people, that's negative thought, because one thing you gonna go through, and I heard you say this before too, is like it's a very lonely road.
It is
going healthy. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being is because everybody that was okay with you being who you were unhealthy, they gonna find a problem once you start becoming unhealthy. Once you start improving yourself and all of that. So like so much. You realize jealousy, envy, all of these things that people carry, even like around you, that you didn't realize they carry until you begin to become a better version of yourself. Until you start feeling judged, not because you saying something, but just because you're doing something a little bit better than them. And it's been so many instances to where like first, it starts off as like little jokes, like how skinny you trying to get, or stuff like that. Then it's a whole lot of jokes like that. But then those same people that are saying those things, like you got to watch that, because eventually those are the people that start having attitudes and thinking that you're trying to upstage them in life and stuff like that. And it's like, no, you're just simply just trying to do something better so you can have a better relationship with your kids and be here longer and be able to build things with ease and all of that stuff. Like you think it's so unselfishly, but then you have people around you that just feel like they're being judged just because you're living differently.
But you have you just have to keep going and keep eating the way that you know that you need to eat, no matter how people may look at our daily meals and they think it's crazy. We have people online right now like, what do you guys eat? You just eat air and love, and that's how you survive off of it? Like, no, actually, we have a whole regimen that we follow. So in the morning, absolutely, you're right. It'll start off with our coconut waters, he said melons and stuff, things that are high in water content, high in nutrients. That's the key thing to be able to flush out the body. And then like and for real, I'm gonna tell you, we really don't.
She don't want to mention we make everything. Like she makes all the almond milk. She makes all of our drink soft drinks. We don't drink all of our drinks. We make here at the home. So this coconut water. So coconut water is kind of like my favorite drink. But we'll do infused waters all day.
I make that. I make our
All of our nut milks are made. So we're not drinking like the box nut milk that have all the issues. Like you saw what happened with Silk recently.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
So
how has this impacted your kids? Because y'all have 5 kids. What's their age ranges?
okay, so we have one that's getting ready to be 17. So
all the way down to
all the way down, and then we have our COVID baby who is 3. So yes, so there's 16, 12, 9, 7. No, almost 7. Okay. And then our 3-year-old. So yeah, we have a age range here, but the last, and really, if you want to tell the truth, the last 4, they don't even really remember life not eating healthy. Like they don't really know it. So this is their everyday living. You know what I mean? So when we go and we buy something, like if we buy some a snack for them or something, and it costs like $10, they're just used to that. They're like, oh, it's only $10 for sweet. These bars are
these kids, they didn't became like real Hasidity with the food that they
don't
like.
But they're never sick.
But what I realized it's like how cool it is to us is how cool it is to them. Like if we treat it like it's a job or a chore or it's something that we have to do, like this is not a sacrifice to us. Like we learn how to love the things that love us back. That's basically it. Like, the whole time we were loving different foods and finding it cute to be addicted to these cookies over here, but the cookies are damn poison, are damn near poison. You know what I'm saying? So we found it to be cute to be connected to things that are not. Oh, I can't handle that. Oh, I gotta have me some of that. Like all this stuff that is related to is like death. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes communication away. It takes it takes your confidence away. It makes you less effective, less mobile. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we think it's cute to love it.
But these are all things that affect our relationships. You know what I mean? And so when we're able to come together with our children because we eat right and we're still able to do cartwheels and round-offs and push-ups and all these things, the way that we eat, it's entertaining for them because they understand food and they're like, yeah, my parents can do all this with us just because we all eat this way. You know what I mean? It makes life so much easier because everybody, it's not like we have one child that's like, oh, I just went over to McDonald's and grabbed me. Like, no, everybody eats this way.
I would think that would be boring to our kids now because like our kids like to cook. They like to put things together, like like already packaged and put together for you. Like I don't think that'll rock with them. Like our 13-year-old son, like he like I don't know if he gonna be some type of skateboarding chef or what.
Skateboard chef.
Because
but he loves to cook, and it's like and the reason he loves to cook is because we don't just cook the normal things like a burger, all the stuff that like easy food that makes you not even
you're creating.
Creative no more.
This boy get some mushroom meat and make some stuff out of some
make his own onion rings. Mushroom meat. Like he loves to like use the air fryer like for everything.
It has encouraged their creativity, Harold. Like they're creative on a whole different realm when it comes to their food, just because of the choices that we made available to them. So they like to be able to stand out just because of how they eat too. So you talk about how easy it was for our kids. We didn't give them much of an option when it came to transition, and it's like, look, you know,
this is how we eat now.
This
just
is
let you know.
Right, this is update.
Been an update in the kitchen. Just let y'all know.
Our oldest son, you know, he been riding with the team for the last 17 years. So he's like, y'all down with it? I'm down with it.
He works out with me every time I work out. This kid, we can wear the same clothes now. He big and I'm small. And for real, I think in the last 3 years, we became those parents that's like way cooler to our children. Like in their eyes, like I think like the last 3 years have really made us heroes in their eyes. You
It
know,
showed them
just
what's
showing
possible.
them how
Wow.
and how far we willing to go to make sure that you know we give them a good experience
That's
here.
right.
Like they saw that within the last 3 years for
3
sure.
years.
And we saw that with each other. Like you gotta imagine like what that does to you and your mate when y'all transform like that. It's like it's like
Right.
for each other as well. You know what I'm saying? And it just
That
made
newness and excitement and that growth together.
I'm trying
yeah.
to tell you, it was the
Y'all gonna
most.
have it. Y'all working at baby number 6?
No, I'm in my 40s. Like, Harold, you can't see it, but I'm starting to get a little sexy with the white hair up here.
I'm
You know?
80 years old.
By the time this last one get, out of respect for just I wouldn't do that to another child. They'll be 50 and we'll be in the grave. Like,
So, what advice before we wrap up? What advice would you give to individuals, single or even couples that may be struggling with getting healthier and may feel like, I've been this way all my life. My family has been this way. We all got the same kind of conditions. We all dealing with high blood pressure. What advice would you give them to start?
what I would say first, babe, is I would say don't depend on how your family did things. How your family, like you said, like, okay, yeah, grandma had high blood pressure. This runs in my family. No, baby. The diet and the lifestyle that you've adopted, these traditions that you've adopted by watching everyone else in your family has gotten you here. This is not something that you cannot reverse. And once you get that thinking out of your mind, that my family, we all just suffer this way. That's when you can be able to change the trajectory in the eating style in your own family. So somebody, and then sometimes in marriage, one person may have to take the lead. You know what I'm saying? And say, you know what? This is how we're going to eat. This is how I'm going to do things. And boom, that's it. And then because everyone else sees the results of what that person is doing, then it encourages everybody. Whoa, wait a minute now. Hold on a second. Yeah, wait a minute now. Oh, you getting real sexy over there. Hold on a second now. Look, low key, to tell the truth, every time I lost weight, we had another baby.
Every time she got fit, all right.
Every time everybody knew when I got fit, and I was like, yeah, they'd be like, okay, she's gonna be pregnant next month.
Right. For me, I would say this. I would say like it don't matter how old you are, like sitting out a couple of summers can change your life trajectory for give everybody around you the experience that you want. Because like you can walk around here being a 50% version or a 25% version of yourself, but if you sit out a couple of summers, not thinking about what people think of you, not thinking about how you look and all of that, but just working on yourself, like a summer for some people. For me, it took 2 summers for me to make a huge change in my life. But I'm not gonna miss those 2 summers. But I'm a really enjoy this second half of my life where I can have it right. So if you sit out a couple of summers, like I went from 409 to 170 pounds, give or take. I'm usually 168. I went from 409 pounds to 168 in a matter of like 3.5 years, something like that.
Right. No
My
pills,
first
no
150 pounds I lost was in a matter of 9 months, and after that, I was kind of coasting from that point because after I lost 150 pounds, I thought I was done. But now when I look at those pictures, I'm like, those are some fat pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know where it's gonna take you, but if you sit out those couple of summers, you might see a different face. Like this is my first time seeing my face as a man. I didn't know what my face was like as a man. Like I'd never seen. this last year, I got to see what I look like. I'm happy with what I look like, but I didn't know this guy existed.
Wow.
Like how many people are walking around here looking like the old version of myself and not knowing what they truly look like, not knowing what how their life truly could be.
Right.
And you know, you won't know it because marketing is selling poison to you with colorful packages. And you see all of that everywhere, all the commercials everywhere. But where you gonna find like the actual information on what to do and all of that stuff? Like
Right.
figuring out where to do all of that stuff it is the hardest part about being an adult because you like where to start. And most people like get to that point to like they where to start. They don't realize how easy it is. It's actually like a really easy thing. That's why 2 months ago we developed our support group was Black Hippie Circle. And even in the Black Hippie Circle, like we've learned so much about people and addictions. That's why I said like I wouldn't even help nobody that was in my condition at 409 because I was unhelpable. Like
Right.
I you know what had to help me? That smash to the face. That was
Fall.
not because some people need the knock in the head.
Fall.
And it's like
Right.
like messing with people during the fall process is not something that I feel like people should do because I feel like certain people have to fall.
Right.
But when you fall and you get there and you like, hey, I need to understand how to live life from here. That's when
Right.
Abba Angie would love to
That's when we
assist
kicking
you.
in, like,
Like or if you the person that never had to get the fall, you just needed the info. Like
Yes.
like that's the people. But there's also an addicted, stubborn version of humans out there that choose their momentary, quick gratifications over their family, over their life, over their business, over
that
everything.
immediate
That
gratification.
immediate gratification. I was an immediate gratificator for 40 years of my life, and it got me nowhere. It wasn't until I understood that you can sit out some summers. You ain't got to be at every party. You ain't got to be at everybody's event.
Right.
You work on yourself.
Say that, baby.
Right.
And
Right.
if you do that, if you do that for a couple of summers,
Say
you
that.
might be in front
You
of
be
Harold. Yeah.
So,
Right.
so tell us how can folks join the Black Hippie Circle and tell folks how they can follow you and learn more about your journey because we just only kind of just touched the surface on all of the incredible transformation that's taken place in your life. So tell us how we can do that.
Well, Black Hippie Couple, we're on Instagram. All of our links are there. I think Black Hippie Couple is just the easiest thing to remember for people because it's just Black Hippie Couple and hippie with a IE, not a Y, because hippie that way means like you got big hips, but we're not trying to promote that. But yeah, it's Black Hippie Couple, and when we say Black, it's not just for Black people.
That's right.
We have to be clear about that because like when we say Black, we're referring to carbon, which is life.
That's right.
So with life, when you talk about hippies, you talk about people that rely on plant medicines and plants for healings and things like that. So we're talking about it from that aspect. We're not talking about long hair and smoking and all of that stuff.
Right.
But we just adopted some things that were like a little bit more taboo for people that came from where we come from.
And it got us.
But it's really connected to us from ancient times, and it's like we're coming back to the sense of life, like understanding that this is the fuel that we put in our body.
Earth gives you everything.
And the Earth got everything we need to be. You know what I'm saying? The experience, wealth, health, wealth, love, and happiness.
That's right.
Everything here is natural for us to experience. And if anybody wants to contact us on Black Hippie Couple, you know, our link is there. Also, the website is blackhippicircle.com.
That's right. So at Black Hippie Couple on Instagram and blackhippicircle.com on Safari, the internet, whatever what I want to call it. That's how you can find us. We believe in just a natural way of living. You don't have to get cut, you don't have to get injections, you don't have to take pills to achieve what we've achieved. Because a lot of people have done that and it still took them the same amount of time.
Shortcuts just make you look silly at the end of the day. Because like at the end of the day, you still got to do all the work.
You still got to eat healthy.
Except you get the quick cut, and now you're forced to do that, or you're gonna have to get cut again. You know, so we're seeing that happen often to the point to there's some people that's like, I'm just gonna eat what I want. I'm just gonna keep just going to see my doctor. You know,
but that's not what we want, because we know the possibilities, because we understand how this can be done. Anybody who wants to join Black Hippie Circle, or they can go to Black Hippie Couple on Instagram or whatever and click the link there or whatever, and they're serious about transforming their lives in a healthy way and in a natural way. We here for all of that.
And we got 100% success rate.
And
everybody go through
more now.
Yes, so we have a 100% success rate for every single person that has been through our cleanse, and they love it so much. So we're like,
they be like, hey, can I go a few more days without eating?
They want to stay.
We're starting another one tomorrow. I got some melons on the way now.
We're starting our like, because we participate in the cleanse with them. So we're actually starting one tomorrow. That's why we got all this coconut water around, because the first 3 days, like we go through a healing process with the coconut water.
And they are exciting. We have some from the last cleanse that's doing it this time again. You know, it's
and
a
really,
lifestyle.
what makes it dope over everything is the support group, the group calls. So the group calls is what like a lot of people don't realize, like, especially in our culture, a lot of people haven't realized what that group support is. You know what I'm saying? It's like a form of therapy. You know, therapy is something that like we didn't know what we was lacking. You know, we didn't know
you needed. Didn't even know you needed.
Sometimes you just need to be able to say the things that are on your head out loud, and sometimes just saying it out loud would be like, damn,
it's healing.
Silly. You know what I'm saying? Or it sounded good, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like sometimes like just letting it out the bag would clear the air. You know what I'm saying? And we've been able to do that with each other. And now that we have this support group, it's like everybody is just like, that makes you be a little bit more accountable towards things when you have a group support. And our group support is like amazing. Like, we all friends and family, talk about everything up in there. We
just say we sure do.
We created everything that we wanted, because when we were going through this whole transformation, we only had each other. We didn't have anybody else to really like depend on or to talk to or anything like that. We were each other's support, and we saw how dynamic it was for us to have each other while we went through this. And we're like, you know what? We're going to create something that offers other people that want to be better the same support that we gave each other. You know what I mean? You know.
Now, we only got each other singularly. Now our people get all of us. They get both of us.
A whole community. A whole community of health and healing. Well, Abba and Angie, man, your story and impact is so powerful. I am just grateful for the work that you're doing. And you just really exemplified the fact that change really is possible and that healing is possible. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the show and sharing your journey. You know, I know so many people are going to be inspired, and they're going to want to be a part of your circle and get connected so they can have a transformation like yours. So thank you so much for being on the show.
We thank you for having us, and for real, like your story is amazing too. You know, and it just being able to like see people, especially like with fatherhood, and people that had to make the choice of being a father even when the mother wasn't around. Like I have like a certain type of love and respect for that, just because I understood like the lackful fatherhood that I've seen growing up. You know what I'm saying? Or the lack of fatherhood I've seen growing up. Period. So being a father for people that didn't really have the father experience that they wanted, you know what I'm saying, but still being a father for your children is like have to pull a trick out of our hat in order to make that happen. And I really respect people who said that I'm gonna make that happen no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And just also us hearing you talk like about certain things, like it's a healing thing because like we don't have a whole bunch of brothers. We don't have a whole bunch of brothers that are speaking on that level. And this is what we need more than anything. We need people that are giving us a sensible idea on how to eat and how like this is the one relationship we're gonna be having for the rest of our life, no matter what.
The rest of our life, right?
As long as we alive, we doing this. So if we don't have a good relationship with how we doing this, like everything else in our life is just gonna be dictated by that. But
Right.
the ease of eating right, it make everything else just like work out and make sense. And when I see brothers that talk about it, not only from an aspect of trying to get more people to see, but actually like lived it. You know what I'm saying? Actually had to survive. You know what I'm saying? Had to choose to survive by the way that they eat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different game. That's a different ball game. And some people not gonna get there ever in their life, but I'm just so happy. I'm so happy that I've seen this side, that I got to experience. And I'm so happy I have like a wife that like understood that it's just like divine. You know what I'm saying? And just and brothers like you being out there in the world give us hope. You know what I'm saying? Give us strength to keep going on. This is the vibe over here. Like health is the wealth. That's what like if you don't understand that health is cool right now, then you're gonna be the lane. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to be cool to be unhealthy, and now it's cool kids crew to be healthy and well and taking care of your family. Like that's where you are with it.
You better say that.
That's the real flex, taking care of your family. That's the real flex.
Yeah. There you go. That's the real flex. All right, you guys, thank you so much. And look, and now we connected. We are part of each other's community.
That's right.
That's it. That's it.
That's right. We are tethered together. We appreciate your time and having us with you this morning. It's been a beautiful morning.
Thank you.